So let's take a look at converting mixed numbers and improper fractions. They have the same value, but they're represented in a different way. Guys, as from our vocabulary, we know that a mixed number kind of combines a whole number and a fraction. An improper fraction is when you have something more than one, a fraction that's greater than one. Okay, so let's take a look at 2 3/4. Now we're going to represent that and convert it using a drawing and an equation to match that drawing. So let's take a look at what 2 3/4 looks like. I'm going to use a rectangle to represent a whole unit, or my one whole. Now in this, guys, we have 2 whole. So I'm going to draw 2 rectangles to represent our 2 whole that are the same size whole. Now my denominator is 4, which means I have to break up those whole units into 4 equal pieces. So I'm going to break up these into fourths, 4 equal pieces. Now we have 2 whole, so I'm going to go ahead and shade in my 2 whole. All right, so look at this. This is 1 whole, but I know 1 whole is also equal to 4/4, okay? Here's also another whole, my second whole, which is also another 4/4. 4/4 plus 4/4, we have 8/4 so far. But now we look at the fraction, we have 3/4. So I'm going to draw one more whole rectangle. Again, our denominator is 4, so we're going to break it up into 4 equal pieces. So here are my 4 equal pieces. Now, we have 2 whole represented, colored, and shaded in already, and my fraction of 3/4 I'm going to represent shaded in by just shading 3 of the 4 parts. So now we have 2 whole and 3/4. And I'm going to represent or write 3/4 as this. Now my equation, guys, I'm just going to simply add it across. 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 3/4 equals. All right, well, my denominator is the same, so I can do 4 plus 4, which is 8, and 8 plus 3, which is 11. So my answer is 11/3. Excuse me, it's 11/4. So 2 3/4 is the same as 11/4. Let's take a look at down here, 10/3. So kind of now we have an improper fraction. I know that 3/3 is equal to 1 whole, so I have more than 1 whole unit. This I'm going to represent my drawing as circles, okay? So I have 1 whole, and my denominator tells me how many pieces to break that up into, how many equal pieces. So I'm going to break it up into 3 equal pieces, as best we can. Now we have 10/3, so I'm going to shade in 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. My fraction could be 3/3, which we know is equal to 1 whole. Now I don't have 3/3, I have 10/3. So I'm going to draw another 1 whole and break it up into 3 equal pieces. So I have our fun little peace sign. So that's 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. This is 4/3. This is 5/3. And then we have 6/3. Now again, guys, this one picture is 3/3, which we know is 1 whole. So far we have 3/3 and 3/3 is 6/3. So I have to draw another whole. So I have 6/3. Here we have 7/3. I'm shading in 8/3, and then now we're up to 9/3. 9/3 or 3 whole. So 9/3 is equal to 3 whole. But I need 1 more third. So I'm going to draw 1 more circle. I'm going to divide it into 3 equal pieces. You could do this in circles or rectangles, whatever you prefer, guys. Oops. So I had to stop there because I had 3/3, I had 6/3, I had 9/3, and I want to represent 10/3. So here is my 10/3, and I have, in this fraction, I have 1/3. So if I add these all together, I have really, if you look at the whole numbers, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the whole number 3. And my picture shows 3 whole circles or 3 whole pictures shaded in, and that last fraction is going to be 1/3. So 10/3 is equal to 3 1/3. Now you know we've been using our calculators, guys, so check this out. let's go up to our first example of 2 3/4 with our calculator. Okay, so I'm going to type in 2 3/4 on my calculator by doing 2 unit, 3 numerator, 4 denominator. So now I have the fraction 2 3/4. Now if I hit enter, I have 2 3/4 on both sides of my calculator. This middle button is our simple conversion. It converts to a mixed number to a fraction. And if I hit it once, there you go. We get 11/4, which is our answer. Now down below, I have 10/3, and we said 10/3 is equal to 3 1/3. Let's see if we're right. Let's go ahead and type in the improper fraction of 10/3. So we're going to go 10. That's going to be our numerator. 3 is our denominator. And if we just hit enter, it should convert it automatically. Well, there we go. 10/3 is equal to 3 1/3. Our calculator always wants to give us a fraction where our numerator is less than our denominator. It does not like when our numerator is larger. It always wants to convert it automatically. So there's a couple examples, guys. Today we're going to practice again. We're going to use a drawing and an equation to match that drawing to convert mixed numbers and improper fractions. You got it, guys. Go for it.